I'm completely from a biological background. Yes, my resume was rejected. I was a dietitian. I switched into sales and marketing. For us who are non-coders, we are scared of coding too. Since a Python, when I heard this name, I just knew about the snake, nothing else.
Did you ever feel that you can't switch your domain from non-tech to tech? Hey everyone, welcome back to Learning Village. I hope you guys are doing good and staying safe. So I am back with another amazing podcast for my lovely data community. And this podcast, this journey, this story will definitely blow your mind, because so far you have watched all those success stories where people are coming from non-tech backgrounds like electronic, EC, these kind of backgrounds, and moving into the data science, data analytics. But this podcast is about a person who moved from the bio background to data science and data analytics. So completely mind-blowing stuff, because our guest Nidhi completed her graduation from the bio background, or you can say the nutrition science, and now currently she is working as a data analyst. So lots of motivation in this podcast and super informative. So make sure you watch this podcast till the very end, because she will share everything about her journey, this transition from the bio to the data analyst background, the life challenges, the challenges in the transition phase, the resources, the courses, the practical projects, the resume part, the salary, the interview focus preparation, and most important, the rejections as well. And that's why this podcast deserves thousands of likes, and now it's your responsibility. And also, after watching this podcast, let me know in the comment section which part of her journey did you like the most. And also, we are very close to complete the 100k subscribers, and I'm waiting for that day eagerly. Let's see how soon I can reach there. So if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and press the notification icon. Alright, so thank you so much Nidhi for joining me on my podcast, and I'm really excited for this one, because this story is something which is really different. I haven't covered this kind of a story as of now on my channel, so really excited. But it would be really great, Nidhi, if you can introduce yourself to my audience and anything about your academic background and past professional background.
Sure, definitely. And thank you so much for having me here. Feels great. Yes, I am actually someone who has come from the non-technical background. So data science or computers is something very new for me. Mm-hmm. Right. So I am from a nutrition background actually, and non-technical. I didn't even have maths as such. I'm completely from a biological background. I have actually done my graduation and post-graduation both in clinical nutrition and dietetics. Mm-hmm. So before that, basically I was always interested in computers, but then I never got a chance to go in this stream. Mm-hmm. Because again, for bio students, maths is a little scary subject. Exactly. And I've never had computers as well. When I was doing my MSc, I started working as a junior dietitian. I mean, like an internship I've done for a year. So after I was a dietitian, I switched into sales and marketing. Mm-hmm. So it was again a new journey for me, because sales and marketing was also new. But then I like talking, so that's the reason why it was not difficult for me. Mm-hmm. Then when I have few friends who actually are from IT, told me about data analytics. So that is how I ended up doing this, and now I am working for a company called Prolifics. I was designated as a software engineer, but under the hood I am working as a data analyst then.
I heard about the non-tech stories where people, let's say, coming from EC or electronics background and moving. But this is completely like bio student is like coming into data analyst and data science profile. So really amazing. And let me know guys in the comment section, how are you feeling about this background? Are you excited for more amazing questions? Let me know in the comments. So moving on to next question, Nidhi. Like, you completed your bachelor's in nutrition science, which is pure again non-tech, and then worked in sales domain for 3 years. So when and how did you realize to move into tech field, and that to like data analytics? Because obviously in tech or IT we have other job profiles and other domains as well. So I just wanted to know that time period or frame where your thoughts shifted from completely sales or non-tech part to like data analytics and the technical field.
So initially I was interested in computers, But then I was searching for something that has less of coding, because obviously for us who are non-coders or from non-technical background, we are scared of coding too. So initially when I thought of few courses, then I understood that every course needs good hands-on experience on coding. So data science, or you can say data analytics, was one domain wherein we need coding. Yes, we do need coding, but not a lot like full stack developer. So that is a reason why I was interested. And one more reason, because we know that in data analytics we can get projects that are related to pharma industry or healthcare industry.
Yeah, that's true.
So I wanted to be in touch with nutrition or pharma industry. Along with that, do something in computers, because obviously in IT industry India has a lot of growth. So I was thriving for that, and I actually wanted my career to exponentially grow. So that is one reason wherein this caught my eye, and I was interested in data science.
And just because of your domain knowledge, you got interested into data, and that's what data is all about. Nowadays we have multiple sectors like telecom, media, entertainment, and healthcare. And healthcare is the main sector which is extensively using this data part, right? And data has given a next level revolution to the healthcare domain itself. So this is really, really great. And you guys can let me know in the comment section if any of you watching this video and you have also this kind of non-tech to tech transition. Let me know in the comments. Your past background completely non-technical, as you said, like no programming background, no coding background, and you didn't explore computer science fundamental and not having any CS degree at all. So what kind of challenges and difficulties did you face during this career transition? I know this is something, at least for a bio student, which would have been really, really difficult. So I want to know those challenges and how did you tackle it, so that our audience can also feel motivated.
So the first thing that I want to mention is coding again, because I am actually interested in wildlife and everything. So Python, when I heard this name, I just knew about the snake, nothing else. So, so for me, learning the first code that we do is Hello World, right? So Hello World, I thought, what is this? Why we typing Hello World and printing it? I didn't know. ID, obviously I started knowing about ID and everything, but why we printing? I didn't know. But later on, when I learned about it, that was the biggest challenge. Learning Python was the biggest challenge, and doing, obviously in interviews they would ask something related to Python. Even a small thing would concern people like me. It's because obviously it is very difficult for us to even type.
Right.
So that was the big challenge. Apart from that, data science, we have SQL, we have Tableau. Those were a little, comforting, and they actually helped me. But machine learning was a deal, because it has a lot of statistics, and statistics, again, when I was talking about maths, every bio student is scared of maths. So,
that's why even they shifted from maths to bio.
Yes, so that's the reason why. But I was not very scared. But again, seeing maths after a very long time, it did scare me. So machine learning was something that was difficult. But then, as I have a friend from Odin School, she helped me a lot. And Odin School is something that actually helps you to learn from scratch. So that is how I was able to, understand everything perfectly. And I would not say I'm perfect or anything, but yes, I know my basics is from Odin School is what I can say for this.
That's brilliant, right? And I can totally understand, right, your challenges, the whole programming part, memorizing the syntax, how to write the logic, and maths and machine learning part, which could have been really difficult. But that's super inspiring that, like, if Nidhi can do it, guys, like, then you shouldn't care about, like, if you are coming from any sort of background. If she can do it, you guys can also do it. It's all about dedication, consistency, and how passionately you are following your things, right? So that's great. Big thumbs up. And yes, from your side, I'm expecting 1 like at least for this one. So moving on to next question, Nidhi. So coming from non-tech background, like, how did you explore data analyst field? What kind of roadmap and resources did you follow to make yourself job ready? Because this could have been also one of the greatest challenge, right? Coming from non-tech to figure out in the data analytics domain what all things I need to learn, what should be the exact path, what kind of resources I need to follow, projects, everything. So how did it happen?
Yeah, so the first teacher for me was YouTube.
Okay.
I found out that what exactly is data analysis, what is data science, what exactly is data, and what are the subject or the topics that data science covers.
Okay.
And after that, again, when I entered Odin school, I was taught about this again, that what is included in our in our curriculum. Then all of that basically I learned, they started from the scratch, as I mentioned. So first, again, we went through Python, SQL, Tableau, and we had machine learning and all. Apart from that, I found out about the projects and everything. The best teacher in here, obviously, Odin is great, but apart from that, Google is something that helped me a lot, because even the smallest things which I didn't understand, I used to Google it. And there are few they used to give us assignments, and we generally think that if we take it from Google, it's a cheating. But then in Odin school, they used to say, if you Google it and if you find different question, it is actually good.
Googling is, by the way, Googling is also a skill, right? Like finding the right things and what exactly you are supposed to search, that is also a brilliant skill.
Yes, you're very right, because I was also taught how to Google a code, so I was thankful for that as well. And apart from that, for the projects and all, yes, it was a little difficult for me, but then I think I have seen few videos, and a lot of assignments or materials were given from Odin school. Like we used to have few practice sessions. We used to have a lot of after one module we used to have one mock interview. Okay. So that used to help us a lot. And apart from that, in the topics that were covered, they used to give few questions on that, and we used to practice it. So that is how I got a little of hands-on. And apart from that, for my capstone project, the end project, actually I've seen few projects from Kaggle, GitHub. I have taken a lot of projects from there and understood them first, and then I have tried with my own knowledge. Again, I would not say I'm perfect, but then yes, I know the pattern how to do a machine learning project. So for capstone as well, I followed the same, and I was impressed by myself that yes, I am able to, in just 6 months I was able to use things quite smoothly.
I'm also very impressed. I am also very impressed, honestly. So this is great. And if you like to summarize the top 5-6 skill sets, right, to become a data analyst, so based on experience, what would be it?
So the first one, though I am not proficient in that, I would say Excel is something that we need if we specifically want to be a data analyst. Okay. We need Excel. We need basics of Python, but not very basics. We need a little of coding, yes. And apart from that, we need Tableau. Okay. We need SQL, and we need basics of machine learning along with statistics is what, these are the 5-6 things that we need for becoming a data analyst.
Okay, that's great, and thanks for explaining this one, because that's the whole agenda, to create these kind of podcasts where like people like you can explain your journey and resources and any kind of courses you followed. So looks like Odin school definitely helped you in your journey, and we can see the results. So you can also find the bootcamp link in the description, right? Their batches will be starting soon. So if you also want to transform your career into data science and analyst, feel free to check that out. Next question, Nidhi. This is you can say most often asked question on my channel whenever I upload any podcast from the non-tech people. So what they actually ask: when you were applying in companies for the data analytics role, so did they raise any concern for your past background, because you were not having any CS degree or coming from a nutrition background then into the sales profile for 3 years. So did they raise any concern, and like your profile was getting rejected multiple times, like if it happened, so what was the reason?
Odin School actually shared my resume. So I didn't quite understand or realize if my resume was rejected. It's because they took care of this like really well, because generally a person who is coming from different background or giving some 10-15 interviews would obviously be scared or a little disappointed if they fail, right? So that's the reason why they didn't tell us beforehand that yes, your resume is being rejected because you are from science background. No, they didn't tell us that. So apart from that, for the companies that I applied from my side, for that, yes, my resume was rejected. Not a lot of times, because again, these days I don't think it depends on your degree, whatever you do. It depends on what skills you uphold, right? And how you are giving an interview, right? So I think from Odin School I didn't get this problem, but then on my end I did, but not a lot. But again, it was smooth. It's because sometimes if you give 5-6 interviews or 7-8 interviews or 10 interviews, it's actually good. It's because I understood how actually IT companies work, because I have never worked for an IT company. I understood the pattern of their interviews. So that was again a boon for me, wherein I understood that first, yes, they have an aptitude test and then they have a technical test. So yes, at the end when I gave Prolifix interview, it was quite nice because it went really smooth. I was not I was not dumbfolded there, is what I can say. So I knew what the process is.
Okay.
So yeah,
we can see a right example here, degree versus skills. So let me know in the comment section quickly, what do you feel, companies should prefer the degrees or skills? Because yes, there are still companies who prefer, like, if you have this and that degree, you are the right fit for us. Probably they will ignore the skill part, but still this needs to be changed. So let me know in the comment section quickly. So moving on to next question, Nidhi, that is again related to something which is a very, very often asked query. So when you are coming from a non-tech kind of background, and when you will apply for the companies, they will be expecting some kind of practical experience. You have done some good projects. So for you, how did you manage this thing? Like what kind of thing you mention in your resume so that it is looking more practical and seeking the attention of interviewers and recruiter? How did you manage it?
Yeah, actually for this, I've, as such, as I mentioned, that we used to get few assignments from Odin. So I would say we used to get a proper project for every module.
Okay.
Right. So yes, after we've done our Python, we used to get a small programming kind of a challenge that we used to do. So we can actually present that in our GitHub. So generally we have done project, we generally show it on our resume, but then GitHub acts like a friend to us, wherein on GitHub they see that these things we have done or the candidate has done. So for that we used to upload every project that was given after our module on GitHub. And apart from that, yes, the capstone project which we have done which I did in Odin, that I uploaded. That helped me a lot. Apart from Odin, yes, I have taken few data sets from you can say Kaggle or GitHub, and I have practiced on them. So only 1 or 2 I uploaded. It's because it was a little difficult for me to solve the entire thing. So I did only 1 or 2 which were a little easy and which I was able to understand, is what I can say.
Okay.
So that is how I did my project and projected in front of the interviewers.
Did you mention your past experience, like which was in the sales, like in your resume? Did you mention it? Because this is also a common question from my audience, that are we supposed to mention our past experience in the resume, or we can simply ignore it if we have worked on some practical projects?
I think including your experience is good from my side. It's because I have included it.
Okay.
So, I mean, obviously, my past experiences like sales or marketing, whatever I have done, I think they have added value to me and to my career. That is the reason why I think I am able to speak in front of people.
Yes.
Because yeah, obviously, so I can't really
Ignore that
neglect
part.
them. Yeah.
Yeah.
So including it was a good thing for me, and it depends again. Some people don't want to do it, but then sometimes what happens is if you are really good with skills and if you can present yourself really well in front of interviewers, they actually consider your experience and they will hire you as a experienced candidate. So I think it helps. So again, depends from person to person. For me, it did. It actually helped.
No, I completely agree with this part. I have been telling those people, but they don't believe me. That's why I ask you a question. If you can confirm it, that would be brilliant. So yes, your past experience is something, although let's say it is from a different background, but you got some learnings from there. So like, why
Definitely.
are you ignoring it? Put it in the resume. So cool. Moving on to next question, Nidhi, and that is, I think, also one of the important question for our viewers. So you
Yeah.
appeared in multiple interviews as well, right, during this placement part from the audience
Yeah.
side. So if you can generalize the interview process for the analyst role based on your experience, like how many rounds candidates can expect in general, it's 3 or 4, whatever it is, and in each round what kind of question and what kind of topics they can expect from the interviewers.
Yeah. So for the interview part, yes, I think majorly in IT sector, because when I was in sales, I used to have only 2 or 3 rounds max. But then in IT, as far as I know, there are around four is minimum, and actually three is minimum, and four you can say comes to the maximum end. Wherein the first round would be, we generally think that HR round is the biggest round, but then in IT, HR round is a very small round wherein you are just on call, you're talking to the HR and they just see how you communicate. That's the first round. And then some companies have this aptitude test wherein you are checked on your math skills or problem solving skills. So that is again very less. Not every company has it.
Okay.
Apart from that, there are two technical rounds generally. They can be one also, but then in general it is two. So wherein in the first technical round, the interviewer would ask questions completely on your technical skills. That is, you can say, what I was asked. I'll just give you in
Yeah.
brief. So in that, I was asked about basic Python skills, right? That is again, like, I'll give you an example, like lambda function, like that. And apart from that, they might ask you a little difficult question as well. Not very difficult again, but then yes, I can say bearable questions. And then the second would be your SQL skills. They also might ask you to write that down in the chat section and send it to them, the question that they ask for SQL and for Python. And then for Tableau, they might ask you about the basics of, because they can't really ask you to drag and drop things here, but then they would definitely ask you small basic questions on that. But in the aptitude test I was mentioning, they can also give you a data set on Tableau or SQL or machine learning, and they can actually ask you to do the analysis there and give it to them. So that can also be one round. Either it is aptitude, or they'll give you a data set and they will ask you to submit it in a day.
Okay.
Right. Apart from that, on then we come to machine learning. Machine learning, yes, they will ask you about your projects that you've done. They'll ask you how did you do and what all things that you've added in that. Apart from that, as I was mentioning GitHub, they will actually go through your GitHub profile and then they'll ask you questions on that. So that is also possible. And then apart from that, they'll also ask you a few questions on statistics, because statistics and machine learning go hand in hand. So they expect you to know the theory before your practical. So they would ask you. Apart from that, in the second technical round also you'll have kind of similar questions, but not very difficult. Again, if you are good with your basic knowledge, I think you'll be able to get through it.
Did you ever feel that you can't switch your domain from non-tech to tech? Because people need a lots of motivation for that. Coming from a different background, like even let's say you are working professionally in a different domain, then finding a time to move into it. So everything looks very difficult, looks very impossible. So did you ever feel that you can't switch your domain? And if you felt that yes you can do it, then how did you keep yourself motivated all the time?
Yeah, so the first thing I would like to say in this is it's my specialty to learn new things. So for myself, it's because coming from nutrition and then into sales and then into data science is I have worked in completely three different ways. A lot of people would think that is not right, but what I feel is if you are getting a chance to learn, why not?
Correct.
And if you are getting a chance to improve your life in some way or the other, or you can connect to the dots which you like, why not? So that is the best thing. Yeah, so I really I love learning new things. So if I'm interested in something, why not giving it a go? So that is what I did. And yeah, it was difficult, definitely, because while I was doing a course in data science from OD school, I was also working. And it was a sales domain. It was not an
Very
IT job
hectic
wherein
job
I
profile.
can so wherein I can skip a little time. So I never had that. So I actually had, I mean, I used to work for 10 hours and then study for 2-3 hours. So I think it was difficult, but then what kept me motivated is, honestly, I would say, actually my brother is into IT. So I used to look at the way he used to work. I mean, he never had a lot of stress, or he used to say that this is what I learned today, this is what I learned today.
Okay.
So I was thinking, in sales, apart from communicating or apart from understanding people's psychology, what am I learning? So that is what caught my eye, and I think that is what motivated me, that yeah, one day I want to go in his position, his shoes, wherein I want to work for an IT company and learn new things every single day, and having a growth in my hand wherein I can earn and I can present myself, because once I go in a big position, I think my communication will also help me in that. So why not put all of these things together and make it work? So that is what kept me motivating, and I'm really happy currently wherever I am, even though it's a very new job and everything, but then I'm really happy that with that courage I am able to work in IT currently. So my dream has come true, is what I can say.
Yep. And a big respect for that. I mean, that's why I'm saying I haven't seen this kind of a story, and you are a real inspiration for everyone who is watching this video. Again, I'm saying if she can do it, nothing is impossible for you. It just need a motivation, dedication and consistency. So thank you so much, Nidhi, for joining me on my podcast and motivating all the aspiring data professionals who are watching this video and sharing your wonderful experience, life journey. It is again highly inspiring. So from my side and from the entire audience side, thank you so much, and all the very best for new journey in this data analytics domain.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much for having me here. I think somebody who's from non-technical or probably from bio background can also take this challenge and come through if they want to.
Yes.
So I would really wish everybody all the best. Thank you so much.
Great. I hope people have accepted your challenge. So that's what I had for you guys in this podcast. I'm pretty sure you would have enjoyed it. If yes, make sure to like and share it with your friends. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and press the notification icon. I will see you guys in the next week with another amazing podcast. Till then, just stay safe, stay home, take care of yourself and your family too.